Hi everyone. A couple of days back, we heard about Singapore Airlines pursuing Air India's stake to expand market presence. That Singapore Airlines has 49% of Vistara in a joint venture with Tata Group. Vistara could be merged with Air India, which is headed by the former SAI executive.
No, this was on cards because what Air India, once they bought Air India, they merged Air India Express with Air India, and then they merged Air Asia also in. And now they have Air India and Vistara. Whether the merger process is on way, so they'll have Air India and they will have Vistara, and they all in Vistara Tata's own 51%. Now Vistara has already made it to the top 30-40 airlines in the world.
Yes, true.
Okay. And Vistara has not yet become profitable, but it has expanded into all major Indian routes. Air India is there everywhere. There is a problem in Air India that they have agreed that for 1 year they will not offer a VRS, and after that you can expect a VRS. But you would have seen it in airports. They have taken ground rights for all airlines.
True.
And so they are really expanding in the
Yes.
sense that they are deploying the extra stuff.
Correct.
Whether they will work or not after 1 year, I don't know.
Yes.
But if they have worked, they will really be forced to do
True.
work. They'll
True.
be redeployed and made to work.
Correct.
Air India is now clearly saying in the next 5 years they want 30% of the market share. They have taken a leaf out of the old man, J.R.D. Tata, and started too many services between London and India,
India.
and
Yes.
then they have started some US and India,
Correct.
which are the creamy sectors.
Yes.
So where there is a shortage. In India, unfortunately, at this time, what has happened is there are only three airlines, out of which one is sick. SpiceJet is sick, he is dying.
Yes.
So there are only basically two airlines. One is Air India, one is Indigo. Indigo is, with its low cost strategy, has taken the most of the market. And Tata's Air India and Vistara is a distant second in this market. Singapore Airlines has a major hub outside Singapore. There are two major hubs out of India. One is you go out of Singapore and as a gateway to Southeast Asia and to the East Coast, I think.
Correct.
I don't know the coasts in America very well. I have
West
not
Coast.
traveled.
California. Yes.
They go to the West Coast.
Correct. California, Seattle.
Not the East Coast, the West Coast. They
Correct.
go to the West Coast.
Western side.
The other people, normally what happens is they take Emirates and go out of the Gulf
Correct. Or the Qatar.
or Qatar. Now, Emirates and Qatar have become a big competition to Singapore. And because they have oil and all that cheaper, there is Qatar, there is Etihad, and there is Emirates. And entire Western sector, Africa and Europe is controlled, covered by them. So, Singapore Airlines has been looking for a multi-hub structure in the sense that Singapore is a big hub.
Correct.
They would like another hub from which they can operate.
Correct.
From Air India has multiple hubs within the country. Right? They have big multiple hubs within the country from which they can connect. From Calcutta, you can connect to the Far East. From Bombay, you can connect to the
True.
western part of the world. Delhi can connect to the western part of the world. Madras can, along with Singapore, can be the gateway.
And because of Air India, even small cities, B cities like Tirchi and all that have also got connectivity.
Yeah,
to
so this is a big price to have. So whether Tata, it was always known that Tatas would not have two separate airlines, they would merge it into one airline. And the question was whether Singapore Airlines would agree.
Correct.
Now, Singapore Airlines has more or less agreed. The original rumor said that there will be a 25% stake for Singapore Airlines, 75 would be with Tatas. Now, what Singapore Airlines has told the Singapore Stock Exchange is that we are in talks with Tatas. We have not given any definitive figures, but we are definitely willing to take a stake in Air India. So what is going to happen is Air India Vistara is going to become one. Maybe it will take a year or two, but it will become one company. And Singapore Airlines will have a major stake in that.
Okay.
It can be 25 or it can be 40 also.
Okay.
This means that they have deep pockets. Both partners, Singapore Airlines is owned by Singapore government through one of its investment agencies. And Air India is Tata's. Both of them have deep pockets and they will really they will dominate the Indian skies.
One small question I have. Tata also has a controlling stake in AirAsia. What happens to that?
That is merged into Air India Express.
Okay.
They already bought the Tony guy. They have taken 19, they have already written off all the losses. They'll merge it with Air India Express. Air India Express will be the low cost airline. This will be the high cost airline.
So effectively in India now we'll have the Tatas,
And Indigo.
Indigo.
Jet, I initially itself I knew was
What
a
about
not.
this one Junjunwala started them?
No,
Akshaya,
I don't know about that. Akasha.
Akasha.
Because Junjunwala is not there. But in Akasa, the problem with Akasa was they were using that 737 MAX. Whether people will get confidence to fly in that MAX is I don't know. But Junjunwala is starting from scratch and they have management team from Indigo.
But Etihad was looking at a joint venture and doing it to the Jet Airways when everything collapsed and they pulled out.
Yeah,
So is any of these Gulf guys trying to enter India?
they are not trying to because Jet has collapsed completely. And the guy who bought out Jet has not been able to infuse money. They said we have bought it out for a very cheap rate. And they had a guy who was an ex-Tata employee to run it, and he did some PR stuff and all that. Put uniform, walked up and down Bombay airport and all that. But end of the day, Jet has not managed to get off the air. It's a very competitive market because, see, the problem is price tolerance is too much. People don't want to spend money to fly.
Correct.
So you have to be cheap. You have high taxes, you have high airport costs, and you have fuel you have to pay in forex. There is a shortage of pilots. Now there is no shortage, but pilots and staff cost is high. Initially, it was so tough that you had to bring foreign expats to fly flights. So you have a variable cost in fuel and very high labor costs. So if you increase the price, nobody will fly. People want cheap. So that means that you need government to bring down the taxes in big way, which the government is not willing to do because government is treating petroleum sector as a milk cow, and so it's very difficult to manage this business. You have to have extremely deep pockets. Indigo has done a financial jugaad in terms of buying planes and putting in depreciation and showing profits, and they have now grabbed a big market share. So they are profitable, but they may not be cash flow strong. Air India will have, if this deal goes through, will have two strong parents, which means there's no threat
And
of
also disciplined parents.
yeah, and so there is no threat of bankruptcy.
Correct.
So Air India is here to stay. They will become the number two player in India, and whether they want to go through with the with Indigo, I don't know. Whether they want to fight Indigo, I don't know. So you are going to have a pecking order where Go is almost sick.
Yeah.
It will die. SpiceJet has to die. So Akasha, I don't know without Junjunwala who is going to be the financier.
Correct.
Because the family will be very worried and they may not finance.
Correct.
So who will finance Junjunwala's airlines?
Correct.
And these two guys will stay. Indigo and Air India will be there for the long time. But Air India will be the elephant. It cannot start. It will not move with the speed of a gazelle or a cheetah.
But once it starts moving, you can't stop it. Like a
So it
juggernaut.
will take 5-10 years to move. So you are going to get a lot of negative press by saying they have not moved. Air India is what it is. But slowly the wheels will turn.
Churn. Yeah.
The wheels will turn and the bureaucracy will work because Tatas are equally bureaucratic like the government.
True.
The wheels will turn and it's a big ego for them.
Very big ego, yes.
It's a big ego for them.
And they were profitable before the government took them over.
Yeah, so it's a big ego for them. They will sink any amount of money to
Bring it back.
And they will do it.
Anyway, interesting times, and as a consumer, it's a good times for us too, I guess.
Thank you for watching Be Rich. And if you like the content, please subscribe to my channel and turn on the bell notification. If you do not turn on the bell notification, you will not be notified every time we put out a video. Once again, I thank you for your support for Be Rich. It's a great privilege and honor that so many of you in thousands have subscribed to my channel and have supported me. I have written 2 books in English, The Alchemy of Money and Ordinary Stocks, Extraordinary Profits. These books are published by us and are ready. If you want to procure a copy, send us a message to the WhatsApp number given below and my team would respond to you. If you want an Amazon Kindle copy, you can click the link below. Finally, those who wish to consult with me can send a mail to berichenglish@gmail.com. Once again, I thank you for your support. If you like this video, press the subscribe button of my channel, hit the like button and turn on the bell notification.